Hello and welcome. My name's Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind The Country Chic Cottage. So if you have a Sawgrass printer, currently you probably use Creative Studio to make designs and Print Manager to send your designs to your printer. Sawgrass just released some new software that you might want to give a try. So they are releasing PrintMate and DesignMate, both of which we're going to talk about today. They're also releasing something called MarketMate, and I'm going to do a future video on that because it is a little bit more involved. PrintMate and DesignMate do not replace necessarily Creative Studio and Print Manager. So that means if you don't like change and you want to keep using Creative Studio and Print Manager, you love them, by all means keep doing that. However, if you want to give the new software a try, see if you like it better, see if it might work for you, maybe you watch this video, see if you think you would like it, then you can give it a try as well. So they will both be available. PrintMate and DesignMate, however, will be offered to new people that purchase a Sawgrass printer. So we're going to go over PrintMate as well as DesignMate. So I'm going to design something in DesignMate. I'm going to show you around the software how you use it. Then we're going to use PrintMate to print what we designed. And I'm also going to show you how to print if you just had a file you designed in something else. Like if you don't like to design in DesignMate or the Sawgrass program, you can just use PrintMate to print to your Sawgrass printer, and that can be the only thing you use it for. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the software itself and see how to use it. Let's start with DesignMate. So first of all, I just want to note that I do have a pro account and I am logged in. So if you see some features different on your end, that may be why. So first of all, let's just go to new creation. So I want to create something new. I want to design something new. You will find this at sawgrassexchange.sawgrassinc.com. and you can see the web address on your screen. I will also leave it in the description below this video. To start a design, you do need to select a product. Now these products are the templates for a standard sublimation blank of this size. If I was to pick an 11-ounce ceramic mug, it would be a template for a standard 11-ounce ceramic mug. If you want to do a special size, you know exactly the size you want, I would do open custom canvas instead. First, let's take a look at the variety of products they have. So they have them divided up into categories if you would like to use categories. Or if I click all products, I could scroll through everything they have, or I could search in the search bar for a specific product. If I click open custom canvas, you pick your unit of measure and you say how big you want the canvas. So if I said 8.5 by 11, that would be an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I could add whatever design I wanted to. Now, you can add a die cut shape. So I could make my canvas in a heart shape if I would like to. You can even upload a custom shape. So you could upload the shape here. So you could upload a template that you downloaded from somewhere and use it as a custom shape to add your design right in Sawgrass DesignMate. For now, I searched for tumbler and I'm just going to do a design on a 20-ounce skinny tumbler just to show you the design features. So it's going to look something like this. So it's going to show you your design flat and also kind of have the product in the background. So we can do a few different things. We could change our product here. So we could change to that coffee mug if we wanted to. We can pick an element. So this is like graphics, shapes, backgrounds, that type of thing. There is an entire graphics library you can choose from, and they are divided into categories, or you can search at the top to filter them down. And if I liked this flower, I could click it. That will add it to my design. And for most of these, actually, I can change the color. So I can add my own custom colors here, or just pick various colors to change. So you can kind of see the preview over here to the side if I pick different colors. So being able to customize the colors on these is one of my favorite parts about DesignMate. So I'm just going to click the flower. I'm going to click the trash can in the lower left-hand corner just to get rid of that. Also in elements, we have backgrounds. There are solid backgrounds, so just a solid color, or you can pick from patterns. Here you can also upload your own. So you could upload your own pattern, or you can pick from any of the patterns that they have loaded. So I'm just going to pick one of these patterns that I like. You can crop it, you can edit it, you can even remove a color, remove all the white, remove the background. You can remove any color. So I want to remove this guy. I might have to click a few times because there is some shading, but I could remove it. I could also crop in. So if I didn't want the entire thing, I could crop it down, widen it out. I'm going to cancel that. And I could also edit it like brightness, contrast, saturation, that type of thing. But let's go ahead and click done. this sized and applied the background to my entire tumbler, and you can see that it did still add that remove red. So I would have to go in and fix that, but just for illustration purposes, you can see that it would fill with an entire pattern. So sort of a repeating pattern that it would fill in over an entire tumbler in this case. Now you can, at the bottom, you can see that I'm on repeat pattern. Let's say I wanted an exact fit. You can see it blows it up, or I could do a scale fit. And that actually gets that entire pattern on there, but I would have some white on the side. So I would probably want exact fit in this case, or a repeat pattern. But you can see you have a lot of control over what this looks like. So I'm just going to delete this background so we can continue on and check out some of the other features. So I'm just going to use the trash can again and go back. You also have shapes under elements. So you can see a wide variety of shapes. You would just pick each of those. You could pick the color you wanted it out of, an outline. You could use it as a mask, so you could put another image in there and use this as a mask. So there's a 3x3 shape, and I could make it a different color or make an outline. So I'm just going to delete that off as well. Next is upload file. So if you already had a design that you purchased somewhere else, this is where you would upload it. Then you could add it over, resize it, and print it once we go to that PrintMate feature. You can add text by clicking fonts. Just type your text into this top box, and I am making something up here. You can choose your font style, so you can choose from a variety of fonts. If you have a font that you want to use that's specific, you would upload your font here. So I'm just going to pick a random font and click done. You can adjust your font size, you can adjust your letter spacing, you can change different fill colors. You can outline it with a color. So you can outline with a color here. Let's make that so you can see a yellow outline on that. Click done there. And we can also do effects. So there's a variety of warp text features here, and you can warp your text with these features. So I'm just going to click cancel. Click this, again, the trash can, to remove it. After fonts, we have designs. So these are ready to use templates. So you can scroll around. Again, these are divided into sections. You can search at the top. You can click one to actually add it over here, see what it looks like. Once you do that, you can see that each of these elements are individual. So we could delete individual elements. We could change the colors of individual elements. You have a ton of control, even though it's a pre-made, ready-made design. We're gonna move this around, like, I don't know, I want it over here. Instead, you can move each of the elements around. So there's a ton of control, even though they are ready-made elements. We can actually just click the clear all to remove everything from our screen. So I'm gonna say yes, I'm gonna clear the entire thing. So when you have these designs, you can actually customize the text. So I could change this text to my last name. I could change the font if I wanted to. Even though I picked that ready-made design, I have tons of control over the design itself. Then you'll click My Gallery to see things you've uploaded, your fonts, your images, your patterns, your designs. And then finally, Custom Canvas, again, if you want to design your own canvas like we did in the beginning. So there's two different places to find that. So I'm going to go ahead and make a design and show you how to print it. So I added a design here. It's not quite large enough. By just pulling on one side, you can change the size. I could also rotate it by clicking this corner, and I could move the entire thing by clicking this corner. So I'm just going to adjust that size and placement until I like it. I really like this overall, but the background, I would like it to be a little brighter. So I'm going to play around with that a little bit and pick a brighter shade of the same color. Like that a little bit better. So now I like this. I like this pattern. I want to put this on my tumbler. So I am going to, first of all, click done here to change that color. And then I'm going to click continue. We're going to continue to the PrintMate portion. So first you want to name your design. And you can have whatever categories down here you want. So I've been using this program to make some reels, so I just had that. But I could add a canvas category and call this something else and click save. It will go ahead and save my design. Now I have my design and it's showing me what the design is going to look like on the tumbler in the preview. You can add whatever description you would like here, but it is a required field. So I'm going to add skinny tumbler to this. And then you can actually sell your products within the Sawgrass Exchange. I'm going to do a separate video on that about selling products, so I'm not going to cover the price in this one. For now, I just want to print this design. So I'm going to go ahead and click print, and it is going to send it to PrintMate. So this is PrintMate. When I print it out of DesignMate, it sent it right over to PrintMate. So let's talk about printing this first, and then we'll talk about printing any job in PrintMate if you don't want to go through DesignMate. So first of all, it has my printer already hooked up, and it says it's online. Next, it does say that the image will not fit, and that is because I need to change some of my print settings. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I am going to change this to landscape first of all. I'm going to do that first, make sure the error goes away, and it does. So now my full 20-ounce skinny tumbler design will fit on my 8.5 by 11-inch wide paper. Now let's take a look at some of these other settings. If I had a small design, I could use the up and down arrows to repeat and add more than one design on a piece of paper. If I do this now with a full page design, it'll just add more pages. When you have small things all on one page, you can use this to adjust the spacing of those designs. We'll scroll down, we can select a preset now. So I can scroll down and click stainless steel drinkware, and it will change all of my settings for me. Now I can alter those if I would like, but that is a quick way to get all your settings correct. Now I do want to mirror this. You could add registration marks or add bleed. Now the registration marks and the cutting are only for silhouette machines. The product is metal, media size is letter. I want high quality, TruePix Classic is my paper, and that is in tray 1. Again, I chose landscape, and I want to print all pages. You could also print to a file down here or change the number of copies. Up at the top, for color management, I can go ahead and go in here and make sure this is vibrant. So I use vibrant for most print types. I only use photographic for actual photographs. You could also choose custom and sort of play with the brightness, the hues, the colors and things in this panel if you would like. I do not do that. I don't know if I've ever done that actually, but you could do that if you would like. So I'm going to choose vibrant, and then I would just print. So I could go ahead and print this on my Sawgrass printer. If you had a file that was already sized or wanted to print something you made in another program, hit the plus up here and you'll go to another job. And you would just add the file by clicking this button and find the file on your computer. And then you would change all the settings that I just changed for the file that I got out of DesignMate. If you want to name these jobs, you can just double click up here. And I will say orange tumbler, and you can name them. Now you can just close them out at any time, but they do stay open so that if you need to reprint it, it's ready for you to reprint. Just a few more notes here. You can go to settings. First of all is general settings. The first two have to deal with printing, like if you're going to cut on a silhouette. If you wanted to close those jobs after printing, like I just said, I would need to close mine because of the way I have it set up, but you could just check this check mark. I do have mine automatically starting with Windows. I do like it in inches. And then for devices, this is where you would add or remove any printers. You can manage your page sizes here. So if you need to add a page size, especially if you had the bypass tray, you would want to add different paper sizes here. So like I have mug paper and things like that. So I would need to add those paper sizes in this location. Send to PrintMate gives you your defaults. So I have just sort of my defaults that I like to use here. You can change these to whatever you would like. And then print from file. Again, is that same thing I showed you, just a different location. You could print a file if you would like. Also on devices, you can click Printer Utilities, and this is where you'll find things like your primary chart or your printer purge file, head cleanings, nozzle checks, different things like that that you can run on your printer. And now I have my print. It is sized for my 20-ounce skinny tumbler, and I am ready to sublimate at this point. So hopefully that shows you how to use DesignMate and PrintMate to print to something. I did want to also show you that when you're in another program and you click to print, you would now choose the option to send to your Sawgrass printer, and it would open up PrintMate if you're using that. If you're using Print Manager, there's that Sawgrass Print Manager option. However, if you download and start to use PrintMate, you'll see the option that says send to your Sawgrass printer, and you'll use that to open up PrintMate and then choose all those features like we talked about before. So now you get to decide. Do you want to give DesignMate and PrintMate a try? Do you want to stick with the software you currently use? I personally really like DesignMate and PrintMate. I do feel like it's an updated version of the old software, and there are way more features. So I showed you quite a bit in DesignMate, like changing the fonts, changing the colors, customizing those designs, those patterns, those shapes to be exactly what you want. It's also very easy to use DesignMate. Choose that tumbler, choose something you like, personalize the colors, and go right into PrintMate and print that. Now there is a paid version of DesignMate. I kind of mentioned that while I was going through it, just so you would know that I have that. However, it is optional. So you do have certain things that are free within DesignMate. PrintMate is always free to print your designs. But if you want to give that subscription a try, see what all it offers, see if you like all of the designs and things that they have within DesignMate, then you might want to give it a try. And I will link to it below. Now I will say that they are constantly coming out with new designs in DesignMate. I did not realize that they do regular releases of new designs. So that's kind of one thing that made me very excited about the subscription, because I was always getting all these new designs and able to use them on my sublimation projects. So be on the lookout for those new designs when they're released so you can start using those in your sublimation projects as well. So hopefully this helped you. If it did, give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions about DesignMate or PrintMate or just Sawgrass in general, drop down in the comment section, ask away. And if you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos just like this one every single week. Trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. So thank y'all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.